the scientific community, and the civil society in a non-selective way. I thank you, and I'll take questions. Matthew.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Matthew Lee, Inner City Press. Thanks for the briefing. On behalf of the... It doesn't, he's running the press conference.
Okay, I'm not doing to
I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't think he... No, it really isn't. He's running the press conference. It's his press conference, not yours. I'm sorry. So my question is following.
Okay, it's okay.
I don't mean to be rude, but it's up to the person holding the briefing.
You are rude.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so my question is as follows. I see and if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it myself. On behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access, as well as all the journalists watching online, thank you for doing the briefing. It's very interesting, and there obviously is an issue. There's an issue of albinism in Tanzania, and you seem to acknowledge that. And if you do a Google search, maybe there are some very heart-wrenching stories. So what I wanted to ask you is how it relates to the UN itself. You seem to say how it relates to this screening. What your proposal would be. You're saying that it's disconcerting that DESA, UNICEF, and High Commissioner of Human Rights sponsored the film.
That's right.
And what would you? I guess what I'd say is, what would you have them do? Do you believe? And I say it because there are other controversial issues that screenings come in. Do you think that they should, in every instance, check and seek the approval of the member state that's named in a film? Do you think that the answer is maybe you guys to have your own film or right of reply in the screening? How do you intend to approach it? And for other member states, because there's other, I'm thinking of any number of states, many in Africa and elsewhere. How should the UN deal with presenting issues in a way that doesn't give, let's say, a veto right to the country that's being portrayed? Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. In fact, let me be very clear. We are not seeking for a veto right. All we are seeking is for the truth, and nothing but the truth. And the film does not tell the truth, does not tell at least the entire truth. And all that we are expecting, at least from the United Nations, was to have vouched for the content of a documentary that is being filmed or at the United Nations. The United Nations is an avenue, at least offers a platform where member states meet to dialogue, to resolve issues that require global attention and global resolutions. The least we should expect from the United Nations when you have a documentary or a presentation that seeks to address an issue that involves a member state. As an organization by member states, we should have expected that the United States would, the United Nations would also have at least checked with us to see how much we can partner to bring attention, at least focus, to a problem that we as a country would be the first to admit is a challenge that needs to be addressed.
Once the film is already made, they obviously can't change it. Do you think that they should have incorporated you more into the screening, offered you an that's what I'm sort of wondering, is the film is made. They approach the UN, they say, we want to screen it. They ask you, you say, we don't want it to be screened. Should they screen it or not?
The approach, at least the film has been made. But this is not, interesting, this is not the first time the film that has been made about albinism. We have a film that has also been made on albinism. I think it's Under the Shadow of the Same Sun. A film that portrays the horrific tragedy, but also portrays the challenges or limitations that the government is facing to address this problem. And the approach is we need a collective approach. We need to all hands on board in order to address what is really a tragedy that needs to be stamped.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Okay, I want to welcome you on behalf of the recognized journalist body at the UN, the United Nations Correspondents Association. Shut up, Matthew. I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
To follow up on my colleague's question.
See an end to this tragedy. Thank you.
It's up to you. It's your briefing. You don't know the room.
Listen, Matthew,
I'm telling you. No, I will.
I think it's very good that you have the right.
It's not the protocol. not. It's up to you. It's your briefing. You don't know the room. It's, I'm telling you. You said it to Evo Morales. It's up to Evo Morales who he calls on. You came in late. You don't know that. Whatever. It's up to him. You just have to work a little harder. Stop doing it. Just say thank you on behalf of the journalists. If I were you, I would be concerned more about what UNCA had done with John Ashe, David Eng. This would be my concern. Not showing up for first questions. No need for it. Just thank on behalf of journalists. Don't use it to promote. Don't use a press conference to promote your organization. Seriously. When you don't do it, I don't do it. Okay. She said shut up in a briefing. All right? All right. Briefing is over. I would never do it in a briefing, and I didn't use the word shut up. Okay. I think you saw the whole origin. The man pointed at me. I started asking my question. She cut it off.